Olli Julkinen knew the proper technique for a deep finish sports massage, which I'm sure is one of the reasons I stayed relatively healthy over the course of my running career. More importantly, Olli knew that in serving others, it was impossible to waste the black powder on the little birds. For the Lord loves his little birds and knows when even one sparrow falls. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. I am grateful for all those that wasted their black powder on this little bird over the years. And one of our great challenges as students and faculty is to find great role models and mentors like Olli Julkinen and to learn from their accumulated wisdom. May we have the courage to ask for help from all the Olli Julkinens that the Lord puts in our path. Similarly, we should daily pray for opportunities to share our knowledge, wisdom, and time with the little birds that flutter into our lives. Everyone loves to give direction. It's fun to tell others what to do and when and how to do it. However, taking direction is a serious challenge for most of it because pride turns direction to criticism in our mind. Despite great inflation, not every paper we turn in at school will return with a gold star and a smiley face at the top of the page. How we handle criticism, or better said, how we handle direction, ultimately is a measure of our character and will help determine how far we go in life. If we can embrace direction rather than look at it as criticism, we are much more likely to learn and improve. If we are offended by direction, we are most likely to become stagnant and wither. Ultimately, taking direction well requires us to trust in the director. When we trust in the director, we check our pride at the door and become humble. It is only then that we truly maximize our learning potential. So often we find ourselves looking for that big break, that huge testimony-defining experience, the job or investment that will set us for life, or the bolt of lightning and fireworks when we find Mr. or Ms. Right. Some of you are waiting for that, aren't you? While those events can occur, more often than not, it is by consistent, competent effort, by the small things that we pay attention to that ultimately and eventually lead us to excellence. Consistent competence equals eventual excellence, or C squared equals E squared, as I sometimes say. I had done everything right. I had set a worthy goal, committed myself, worked hard to accomplish it, sought divine intervention, and yet I came up a lap short of being All-American my freshman year. It would never happen. Coach James recognized my disappointment and attempted to cheer me up by saying, "Ed, that sure was a fun race to watch. It looked like you were gonna do it, and then you started weaving." Great. Happy to have entertained you, Coach. Then he went on, "Ed, today you ran like a horse." He could still tell I was not impressed by the simile. And so he explained further, "You know, a good mule you can take up in the mountains, and a mule will do a lot of work for you. You can take it hiking or hunting, but when a mule gets tired, he will stop and you can push it, you can pull it, you can motivate it with a stick. But until it is recovered, it will go nowhere." But he continued, "If you have a good horse, you can run with that horse until it drops over, completely exhausted or completely dead. Today, you ran like a horse." And you know what? That made me feel better. The fact that he thought I had given it that kind of effort. And I think what my good mentor, Coach James, taught me at that time was that life was structured such that many times we're going to do everything possible to accomplish our goals. But the nature of life is that sometimes, despite doing all the right things, we're going to come up a little short. But if we've done everything in our power, if we've run like a horse, then that is all that is required.
This devotional address with Ed Eyestone was given on September 29th, 2015.